alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and welcome to another episode of Generation Y. I'm your host Shabnam.
And I'm Adam, welcome back.
So we're back another week, okay, to help you go through any issues, problems, things like that we all go through in our day-to-day lives. Now last week we talked about self-worth and how we handle some of our emotions. Now that was quite an interesting program for us, wasn't it?
Yes, I agree.
It made us kind of reflect about what we do in certain situations, so I hope that that was of help to you as well. We did have a caller last week, which unfortunately we couldn't take your call live, so we hope inshallah you're going to watch the show today, and we hope that some of the content in today's show does answer your problem, your question.
And if you feel that it hasn't touched and you want to elaborate more, do write into us.
Yes, we've got our email address is generationy@iqra.tv.
Do that.
So feel free, if it's anything to do with last week's show or the previous shows or today's show, anything that is up and coming, you can always use that email address to ask us anything.
Yeah.
And also you can call into the studio. We are live. This is your show. So please do give us a call.
Did you just come out with a northern ask us anything?
Did I say that?
You can ask us anything.
Oh no, that's all that creeping out.
You're from London, mate.
I am from London. It's all my travels.
You
Okay.
Like to ask us anything.
Well, coming to that, last week we talked about dealing with problems, so maybe that's a problem of mine that I need to be working on.
I didn't say it's a problem. I think northern accents are beautiful.
Okay, good. I'm glad we clarified that. Okay, so today, do you know what? That's just one issue, right? People have loads of different issues, loads of different problems.
Yeah.
Don't we?
Yes, they do. Yes,
and we do. Everyone does. There's always something that is there niggling behind our minds, that maybe we're not too great at something. And sometimes when we have those problems, there's always a lot of excuses that go with them.
Yeah, do you know, like, why did I end up not having that great opportunity? You know,
why did I mess up?
How did it go pear-shaped all of a sudden?
It always happens to me.
Yeah, like, you know, where am I going to find myself tomorrow? You know, what ifs and
what if someone asks you something and you go, why don't you do this? And you come out with, yeah, but no, but, and you know, it's like a yeah, but no, but, yeah, but no, but, yeah.
Yeah.
But there are things like, you know, you just come out with like 20 million things to say why you can't do something. Why is that?
They just tend to hold us back. But, you know, I'm going to categorize all these things into problems and issues. Yeah? Problems and issues.
Yeah.
So there's problems and issues.
Okay.
That's how I'm going to categorize.
All the holdbacks, yeah?
Yeah, the holdbacks.
Okay.
And I'm going to call them demons.
Demons?
Ghosts, demons, jinns, whatever you want to call them. I'm going to call them ghosts or demons, shall we say, yeah?
Okay. Why ghosts and demons? Why?
Well, do you know what? If you've ever played Mario Kart, yeah, again, I keep on referring to games on consoles, but it's part of my childhood, what can I say? But Mario Kart, in this game, you get chased by this ghost, right?
Okay.
And you get chased by this ghost, and the only way you can deal with this ghost is by, because you're chasing and your back's facing towards it.
Okay.
So your back's facing towards it and it's running after you. The only way to deal with that ghost and kill it is if you turn around, and you go,
okay.
And then it goes, ends the game, yeah?
Okay. So?
We just need to turn around and face our demons.
And how do you propose we do that?
Well, no matter what they are, yeah? Because it's the brave in us that turn around and face the demons. Only people who are brave can do that. And each one of us are actually brave.
But you know, there's a, sorry to interrupt, there's a step before that, before encountering them. That's actually working out what they are.
What, the demons?
Yeah.
Yes, we do need to work out what they are. Why don't you give me an example? Okay, I'm going to give an example.
You know,
Let me give an example. I was bullied from nursery until high school. And some, you know, when I got to the first year of college, I was bullied as well.
Really? I'm really sorry to hear that. I actually didn't know.
Okay, look, I was just trying to give you an example here. Don't get all emotional and serious on me.
Okay,
really.
I thought we were about to take
You asked me for an example, I'm giving you an example.
Okay, I thought we were about to take the show into another direction there. I hadn't prepped for that.
Just agony on, yeah.
Okay, all right.
I just gave an example.
Okay, very real example,
Yeah,
but yes.
It's a bit deep, you know.
But not yours, okay.
Okay, so I was bullied, nursery, up until into high school, into college. Is that a sign, me saying that, is that a sign of weakness or is that a sign of strength?
You could argue that either way. Some people might brush it off and say, that's it, you're just, you're a weakling, you can't take anything.
Yeah, but me admitting that, I'm sitting here on TV and saying, I was bullied, as an example, I was bullied when I was young.
With that as a statement, as a phrase, and saying, do you know what, this actually happened to me.
Yeah.
That's quite brave.
Okay,
that takes guts and that takes encouragement.
So at the same time, when it's to do with your own issues and problems, your own demons, why can't you do that? Why can't you be brave? As in to anyone else.
Okay.
Yeah? I'm sure some of the people like those thought that was brave of him to admit that, but then they obviously thought, I said it was an example. But if I did admit that on TV and said, yes, I did have these issues.
See, then once you've admitted that, then you can actually start, like what you were saying before, you can actually start to combat them and try and deal with them.
Exactly. You can only deal with your issues and problems if you face your demons. That's it. If you face them and you turn around and you confront your demons, what happens is that you will start to eliminate one issue by one issue. Either that, you'll start dealing with it. The first step, what was that saying by, I think it was Edward Nietzsche, that the journey of 1,000 years begins with one single step, right? Mm-hmm. It's that first step that you need to take just to deal with the demons. Deal with that ghost and say, right, I need to deal with this issue, I need to deal with this problem. Because what happens when you run away, that once you resist this thing, it will start to persist. And it will pile up and more and more and more. And then we get stressed, angry, frustrated, and who suffers?
You'll suffer yourself, really.
Well, a load of other people around you. Your best mates will think you're all stroppy, yeah? You know, your wife might think that you have serious issues, yeah? And she might not cook you food for a day.
But they might be turned into serious issues. As
yes.
on a serious note,
well,
if you don't deal with them.
They will escalate, there's been examples, again, of certain people that I know as well that, will, they've come home with their problems from work and they've torn it apart on their family, their children, they've got like 3-4 kids and these kids are all playing around, shouting and screaming and they're going mad all of a sudden,
Okay.
The husband and wife breaks out into an argument.
Let's talk about that actually, because sometimes it's quite difficult to detach we kind of lead these multiple lives, don't we? And then the thing is that although we go through all the different environments one by one, like say first thing in the morning you're in your household, second you're in public transport, thirdly you're with your work colleagues, and then fourthly you're in public transport again, and then last thing you're back with your family. Yeah. So even though those environments are different, you're actually carrying through the same thought trail throughout the day. So it sometimes can be quite difficult to disengage and leave back one emotion, say when an experience happened in one of those places, before you come home, and then you bring it all home with you and you don't know how to declutter it.
I'd say one thing is that when people get angry about an issue or problem, whatever, it's usually a case where they haven't actually admitted that they have the issue in the first place. So you need to admit and accept that there is a problem or there is an issue, be it bullying. So I am being bullied. Be it domestic violence, I am being punched and kicked around, or my husband or my wife is being very verbally abusive, or telling you you're rubbish, you're worth nothing, or look at you, or just brushing everything off. You've got to accept that something is happening. Once you accept something's happening, that's facing your demon. Yeah? That's facing your demon, and you're saying, right, I need to deal with you. It may take me 1 year, it may take me 1 day, it may take me 1 week.
And that's quite important to remember, actually, because identifying the problem or the demon, as Adam says, is quite difficult, because sometimes you don't, you start to defend yourself all the time, and it's difficult to try and admit that there is a problem that is affecting you. But as soon as you know, or even sometimes other people point it out before you even notice yourself. It's like if you're stroppy, so for example I'm stroppy, no doubt you'll tell me that I am.
Too right.
And you know, and that's probably the first time that I'll realise, actually maybe I am a bit stroppy.
Have I ever lied to you?
No, you haven't.
Yes.
Which is not, you know, which is great, because maybe I identify my issues a bit quicker than if I was left to my own devices.
People. I'm in the business of helping people.
Yeah, so you keep telling me. No, you are. And you know, that is what it is. Once that problem is identified, it is underrated sometimes, the amount of effort that it takes to actually go through with that resolving it problem.
Do you know what I will say is that once you've accepted that you have an issue or you have a problem, once you've faced that ghost, that demon, you need to talk to someone about it. If there is a problem of bullying, if there is a problem of someone at work who's really messing you up, playing political games, and that happens, office politics, whatever you want to call it. If there is an issue of someone at home is not treating you right, yeah? And you have it in your heart, but you don't want to talk to anyone because they might think you're a liar, or it's not an issue, you know, or they might brush it off. Talk to someone, find someone to talk to. Yeah?
Yeah, even if it's small things like people find it hard to, or you think that people don't take you seriously enough, or they don't really want to hear your ideas very well, especially if maybe perhaps other people are talking and you feel that you're being undermined all the time.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a sign of weakness by talking to someone.
No, it's
not at all, not at all, because you know what? The heroes of our time are those who speak out against injustices. Yeah, it's a saying. I got this from a movement that was taking place back in the mid-2000s, and it really hit home because I use that saying quite a lot, and I thought it was an amazing saying, because those who are brave are the ones who will speak out against injustices. Yeah? Be it whatever it is. If there is a problem, injustice with yourself, be it that I think I get up late in the morning, be it that I need to, you know, get up for Fajr, whatever it is, yeah? That struggle, that fight that you've got to do with your own self, that first step of admitting that you have the issue, be it that there is someone at home or someone that you know who's perhaps not treating you right, who's perhaps there might be some sort of, you know, advance towards you, there might be a slap or a punch towards you, there might be something said towards you that made you feel that small. Be it whatever it is, accept that there is a problem or there is an issue and go and talk to someone. Because once you talk to someone, yeah, that problem is, well, problem shared is a problem halved, right?
I was going to say that we tend to talk to people about lots of different things generally, don't we? Phone calls with a friend, yeah, this happened today, or you'll never guess what happened to so-and-so. We are talking all the time.
Yes, we are. But we got to be careful of who we talk to, right? We got to choose who we talk to.
Why'd you say that? Why should we choose who you talk to?
Because, you know what, look, you can't go around talking to, you got to trust the person. You got to know who you're going to talk to. It's important. You know, you might have an insecurity about something, right? And that insecurity is about talking to people because someone might have betrayed your trust in the past. You might have gone to a family member, a cousin or whoever, and you've talked to them and they've betrayed your trust. They've gone and told 10 other people and you told them no. And for me, that's betrayal, right? It's true. For me, it's betrayal, and I think it's not a right thing. But how do you know how to trust that person?
That's quite difficult, actually. I'm trying to think about it now.
But you know, you end up keeping it locked up inside. You end up keeping it bottled up, thinking, no, you know, I'm not weak. you know, I'm strong, I can handle it. I'll go away, don't worry about it. Oh, I punch them back, I fight them back. Or, oh, you know what, no, I don't want to say anything in school because I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want any trouble in school, I'm here every day. I don't want my parents thinking I'm a failure at school. I don't want my wife thinking I'm a failure at work because I'm suffering all office politics and I'm weak, yeah? I don't want anyone knowing that, you know, you get some cases of abuse at home from family members, from friends, yeah?
But see, doing all of that, that is just going to weigh you down, isn't it? You're just going to be getting heavier and heavier with emotions. I mean, the way I see it is, it's like you're just carrying this, you've got this empty sack with you. So you leave home with this empty sack, and then you feed all these negative emotions into it, and you're just filling it with all these negative emotions. So by the end of the day, when you come home, what you're doing is, like what you said earlier, is you're just emptying that sack, whatever was in it, all those mixed emotions, all those feelings and any ill thoughts or hard thoughts that you've got about things that happened to you, or taking it very personally, you're just emptying that onto everybody, and it just comes out all muddled.
Do you remember last week I gave, last week or the week before, I gave a little piece of advice about, it's called brain dumping, yeah? That issue of brain dumping.
Remind me.
So brain dumping is, when you wake up in the morning or before you go to sleep, everything that's in your brain, just chuck it on a piece of paper. Random sentences, can be the most random words, just chuck it on a piece of paper. Whatever's in your brain. Sometimes that's the first step to just talking to someone, because some of the most powerful people, some of the most strongest people started by writing poetry, just letting their emotions out on paper. That's how they first started. And they built up the confidence because suddenly their mind was clear and suddenly they could talk to someone. Suddenly what happened is that they were able to be, they were put in touch with someone who could help them. Suddenly their problem started to reduce. Yeah? Issues started to fade away. So my thing is that if you need to, you need to first accept what you have and then talk to someone. First take that piece of paper. If you're not comfortable with doing that, take that piece of paper. I know people have gone into poetry, spoken word, yeah? And the spoken word is the most powerful tool, spoken word poetry. And believe me, I've seen the most powerful pieces. We had one last week where you read out to me, and I thought that was so powerful because that person had gone through a lot, but they bottled things and didn't want to talk to anyone, and yet they put it on paper, and wow, I got it. I straight away got the emotion. And I thought, this is powerful.
It is, and it is a powerful way. There are many ways. When we say talk to someone, it doesn't necessarily mean, you know, the person that you talk to all the time, give them a call and just offload on them. You've got to pick the right moments. Is it a good time for that person? Make sure that your environment is okay. Make sure that your surroundings are okay. Perhaps don't pick a time where there's too many things going on. Like you can imagine that scenario when you've come home from work, everybody's rushing around, there's children crying, screaming, or there's, you know, say visitors over or visitors are about to come over, so everybody's busy in sorting the place out. Those are not the right times to pick to have a discussion on something so deep and so emotional, because more than likely you're not going to get the reaction that you want. And it's not because it's the fault of those who you're trying to speak to, and it's not because your emotion isn't worth addressing, or, you know, your problem isn't worth addressing. It's about picking that right moment, and I think that's quite important.
But you know what? You don't have to talk to family members or friends. It doesn't even have to be that.
Don't.
There are many, many organizations out there who are ready to listen to you. Yeah. If there is anything wrong if there is anything that you want to discuss about, if there is any problems or issues that you're facing, and you need someone to talk to, Shabnam and I are happy to put you in the right direction.
All you have to do is just drop us an email at generationy@iqra.tv.
So generationy@iqra.tv, just drop us an email, and just take that first step of accepting what's happening. It may be something really small, but to you it may be small. To the other person, it's actually quite a huge issue. We may just pass things off. Just take that first step. Come and talk to us and let us put you in the right direction.
Do you know there was that...
Go on, sorry.
There was that quote that you read out to me the other day about uncertainties. Do you remember?
Yes, let me find that. Carry on talking. I'll get it.
Do you want me to read it out?
Do you want to read it out?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
I'll read it out.
I was just going to find it.
The circumstances that you are experiencing are not the cause of your suffering. The cause of your suffering is the thought that what is happening should not be happening or is not supposed to happen.
So let me say that again. Yeah?
So we'll repeat that just after this short break. Stay tuned in and we'll see you after this.